Namaste. I want to try something in this video. I want to try to bring some actual clarity to why this world will never stop feeling the way it feels, which is confusing, contradictory, full of people saying one thing and doing another. It's full of people with strong morality who somehow always seem to use that morality as a weapon against someone else. And it's full of people fighting for justice who, the moment they get power, become the thing they were fighting against. Look, I'm not being negative. I'm just being a little realistic. This is something the ancient world understood completely, but we have forgotten it. And that forgetting is exactly what keeps people enslaved to systems and forces that they cannot even name. So, what I'm going to walk through today is not a conspiracy theory. It's actually an idea from Vedic cosmology. It's the map that the Vedic tradition drew thousands of years ago to explain exactly what we are living in. And once you see this map, you will understand how Earth, the planet itself, is designed, and why we are not supposed to understand that completely. Because I think we are here to experience the turbulence. So let's start with polarity. Polarity is the state of having two opposite charges, two opposite forces, both real. They're both active. And neither one is going away. North and south, positive and negative, light and dark. We live in a universe built on polarity. And here's the first thing that we have to try and understand. Polarity is not a problem to solve. It's the structure of this realm. I think this is why there will always be hypocrisy. This is why morality is almost always a fight for power, disguised as light. This is why the people who shout the loudest about right and wrong are usually the ones doing the most wrong. Now, I'm not going to say that these people are evil, because you'll see that good and evil both exist in humanity at the same time. Because we are in a realm where both forces are pulling on them at the same time. And most of us don't know it. The ones who don't know it becomes slaves to the ones who do. That's the sentence I want you to hold on for this entire video. The ones who don't know it become slaves to the one who do. Now, I want to show you the map, the Hindu cosmology. In the Vedic understanding of reality, this universe is not one world. It is 14 worlds, 14 Lokas, 7 above and 7 below. And we are in the middle. I have to briefly explain these realms now, because then you will know our standing in this Lokas. You'll know where we are and why this pull of light and darkness. The 7 higher realms, the Urdhva Lokas, move upwards in refinement. And the highest is called Satya Loka. This is the realm of Brahma. This is the abode of liberated souls, pure consciousness. Once you reach there, there is no returning from there. Below that is called Tapaloka. And this is where immortal sages reside and they are in continuous meditation. And below that is Jnana Loka. It's a realm of pure knowledge. And below that is Mahar Loka, where the great sages exist. They choose to come between cycles of creation. And then comes Svarloka or Svargaloka, what most traditions call heaven. And yes, there is a realm of heaven where virtuous souls go, mainly to experience the fruit of their good karma. Now, I want you to notice that heaven is, or Svargaloka, is just above our Loka. And it's not the highest area in the upper Lokas. It's not the highest in refinement. And now we come to Bhuvar Loka, the atmospheric plane. This is where semi-divine beings incarnate. Spirits between worlds. And then, welcome to our world, Bhu-Loka, Earth, where we are. Bhu-Loka is in the middle of the 7 refined world and below the 7 lower realms. Now let's quickly go over the 7 lower realms, also called Patala. These are not hell in the way most people understand hell. They are subterranean worlds, dense, illusory, rich with material pleasure and hidden power. And I'll go through this real quick because we have a lot to talk about in this video. and they go from top to bottom. The closest world below our world is called Atala, ruled by illusion and sensual force. Then Vitala, it's abundant in gold. Then Sutala, this is the realm of Mahabali, the great demon king who was also deeply devoted to Lord Vishnu. And then comes Talatala. This is the domain of ancient sorcery, where beings here have magical powers. And below that is Mahatala, the great serpent races. This is a kingdom of fear, here's where the emotion of fear is remembered by us humans. And below that is Rasatala, where the Asura clans live. And at the deepest Patala, it's called Naga Loka. This is the realm of Vasuki, the serpent king. Now here's what matters. We human beings are in Bhuloka realm, which is Earth, right in the middle. Bhuloka obviously is not at the top, not at the bottom, right smack in the middle. And that placement has a purpose. Souls come to Earth specifically because it is the only realm where karma is made. Which means choices we make, that's called karma. Bhuloka is where real choices happen, where consciousness can move in either direction. Up toward the higher loka or down toward the lower ones. Both are pulling. Both are real. And both are active right now. This is the world we woke up this morning. Because we sit between these two set of realms, the higher realms and the lower realms, and both are influencing us always. And this shows up in your very nature. See, in Jyotish or Jyotisha, Vedic astrology, every soul born on earth carries what is called a Gana, your core nature, the energetic signature that you came in with. And there are 3 Ganas in Vedic astrology, and they are Deva Gana, Manushya Gana, and Rakshasa Gana. Deva Gana is the divine nature, and they are sattvic by instinct. They are drawn to truth and generosity without even trying. They're influenced more strongly by the higher Lokas. Then Manushya Gana, the human nature. They're genuinely mixed, can go either direction. This is the nature with the most freedom of choice. Manushya-gana. And then comes Rakshasa-gana. Rakshasa means literally the nature from the lower realms. The nature that carries a full intensity of lower frequencies. Fierce in nature, but powerful. Powerful in ways we can see that in people right now. They're capable of extraordinary things in either direction. And here's what I want you to know. This is not good or bad. Your Gana is not your destiny. Your Gana, it's your starting nature. It's the frequency you came in carrying. A Rakshasa Gana person can be the most powerful healer or the most dangerous force in any room. See, the Gana in your Vedic chart tells you where the pull is the strongest. What you do with it is still your choice. And all three Ganas exist within God's creation. All three are part of the design. Now I want to talk about the forces themselves. Because this is not the polarity, just the polarity that you see in the world. You see, at any time in human history, this conflict between the higher and the lower energies, this drama goes far beyond this planet. Every major spiritual tradition in human history has described this. The Vedas call them Devas and Asuras. The Hebrew tradition called them the angels and the fallen angels. The watchers in the book of Enoch. Celestial beings who were meant to serve the higher order and chose to go against light. Christianity names it the fallen angel, Lucifer. Islam describes the jinn, beings of smokeless fire. And jinns exist in a realm parallel to ours. I've met people in the Muslim world who can summon the jinn and ask for anything in return for a lot more from you. And the jinns are capable of both genuine service and great harm. These are not the same story told by different cultures. These are different cultures describing the same reality. The Asuras in the Vedic tradition, they were not always the dark force. They were celestial beings who turned their power toward accumulation, control, ego, rather than towards the source. They did not fall because they were weak. They fell because they were powerful, but chose ego over surrender. You know, just by looking around in our world, among powerful people, you can tell who is being controlled by the forces of the lower realms. And they never stopped fighting to have dominion over this realm, over Loka, over Earth. Over the only realm where karma is made. Because whoever influences this realm influences the direction of millions of souls. Now let's talk about what the fight looks like in the real world. Because it's not invisible. We can all see it. Fear as a system. Division as a policy. Media designed not to inform, not to do their jobs, but to keep the nervous system in a constant state of threat and anxiety. And by the way, the energy of blood, fear, anxiety is very valuable to the ones who are harvesting it. And that's entirely a different subject. See, they harvest this energy using economic systems that make survival the primary occupation of most people, leaving them with no time, no energy, no bandwidth, no time for our inner life. I don't think these are accidents. I think they are conditions. Conditions that keep human consciousness oriented downward, toward survival, toward fear, toward the frequencies of the lower Lokas. And now I want to say something that I know will be uncomfortable. But I believe that it is true. See, every person who holds real power in this world is doing practices, unknowingly or knowingly. Every single one. The Freemasons, the bloodline families, the political dynasties, and even the entertainment industry practices. I dare you, show me one person who holds real, sustained generational power, who is not operating within some kind of spiritual framework. And spiritual can be anywhere in these lokas, even the lower lokas. You cannot. Because power at that level does not come from intelligence. It does not come from hard work. It's a totally new level. The people at the top of this world has always known that Shakti is the animating force of all creation, and it can be directed through ritual, through intention, and yes, through sacrifice. And that beings from these lower realms responds easily. Now, if any of those people were truly on the side of the light, they would not allow others to suffer. They will never allow others to suffer just to maintain their position. You see, that's the test to know who is practicing what, who is communicating with beings in the lower loka. I can almost guarantee that none of them will pass that test. Now, not because they are demons or anything. I mentioned earlier that all realms belong to God. These people are attracted to the lower realms because the dark is the easier contract. The lower realm, it delivers fast, but it also asks for things from you. It asks for things that are disgusting and vile. It asks for shameful things that most people will not say out loud. But it delivers. Let me be specific about what that contract looks like. The Atharva Veda, one of the 4 Vedas, contains within it Abhichara, dark magic. It's mentioned in the Vedas. Explicit. It's documented. Preserved. See, the Vedas are not endorsing it. It's mentioned for your awareness so that you can discriminate using your free will. You cannot protect against what you refuse to know and refuse to understand. The Vedic tradition was honest about what exists. Now, across the world, these practices are different, but the mechanism is the same. Here's how it works. You direct concentrated intention toward a force that will help you, give you information, give you power, influence, even protection from some consequence. And those forces, they respond. But at a great cost, one that will create karma that you cannot escape from. Great cost. Let me give you some examples of groups and people who are using and have used this power. The Mexican cartels practice what people who would study this, they would describe as straight up black magic. No metaphor, literal ritual, and literal invocation. The political and entertainment groups of the most powerful cities in the world have practices kind of baked into the process. On their calendars, their initiations. And you want to hear something interesting? John D., Queen Elizabeth, her Chief of Intelligence, Elizabeth I. John D. performed rituals to launch the British Empire. The Pentagon built in the shape of a pentagram, and its cornerstone was laid on September 11th, 1941. 60 years exactly before September 11th, 2000. See, I don't find these as coincidences. These are signatures. The dark path is easy to access. That is the reason why people choose that. The entities of the lower Lokas are right below us, and they are hungry. And they will give you almost anything you ask for in exchange for the one thing that they cannot generate themselves. Your light. Your soul is that little light that resides in your ethereal body. The sages say that this light is the size of the top portion of your thumb. And it resides in the heart area of your ethereal body, not your physical body, your ethereal body. And it's a spark of God itself. It's so valuable, like enriched uranium for a power plant. It's so valuable for the beings in the lower realm to harvest, so they can rule over this realm. Now I want to talk about the other side of this, the light side. Because the light has also sent its saviors in the form of avatars. In Vedic tradition, Vishnu descends into this realm in times of extreme darkness. The avatars, 9 of them: Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Varaha avatar, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Lord Rama, Krishna, and the last one so far is Buddha. Each one arriving at a moment when the dark had accumulated so much power in this realm that the balance had to be corrected. Krishna coming to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is really not just a story about war. It's a story about what happens when a soul stands between the dark and the light and cannot move, cannot make a decision. And what it takes to give that soul the clarity to act. Also, Jesus walking into the world as pure light in a time of Roman cruelty and darkness. And he didn't come as a king or a conqueror, but as a demonstration of what human beings aligned with source actually looks like. In my opinion, these were not myths. They were interventions for our consciousness to be aware. Because Bhuloka, the earth realm, this realm matters that much. But alongside the light beings, there are also the dark ones that people worship. Let me give you some of that. Baal, the ancient deity to whom blood sacrifice was offered by the most powerful kingdoms of the old world, and still invoked by certain groups. the jinn, beings of tremendous power. And they're capable of service and capable of destruction. They are invoked, summoned through specific practices across the Islamic and older traditions. And hear this, in South India, Chathan, a spirit of fierce, unpredictable power that people bind themselves for protection and material gain. You see, these are real forces within the cosmic map in the Vedas. They are not outside God's universe, but they operate from the lower Lokas. And what they take from you is always more, way more than what they give you. Now I want to go somewhere deeper, because everything I've said so far can still be misunderstood. It can still be taken as the dark is evil, the light is good. Choose the light and fight the dark. And that is not the teaching. See, the Vedas speak of something called oneness, Advaita, non-duality. And it's the hardest concept in this entire tradition to understand, to hold, because it asks you to understand. It asks you to understand that both the light and the dark, both the Devas and the Asuras, both the higher Lokas and the lower Lokas are within God. All of it. God is not only in the light. God is the container of it all. The Asuras perform their role in the cosmic design, whether they know it or not. Darkness is not the opposite of God. It's a part of God's universe where consciousness has moved furthest from the source. This is almost impossible to agree with. While we are standing in the middle of the Bhuloka, and while people are suffering, when we see systems that are corrupt, when we see the ones with power are using it against the ones without. But it is the truth that the Vedas kept reminding us. And here's something even harder to say. Saying you are on the side of the light does not mean you are. What matters is who you are when no one's looking. That's the only measurement that has meant anything. It's not about the practices you post online, not the spiritual language we use. It's not the community that you belong to. Who you are Or who are you in the moment when no one's looking? And we all understand one thing, if we are honest with ourselves, that we have both the light and the darkness. They both live in us. The impulse towards generosity and the impulse towards self-protection, the capacity for love and the capacity for cruelty. When we are afraid enough. You see, the problem is not having both. The problem is pretending you only have one. The Vedic tradition says both exists in your heart. If you're honest, and the work is not to destroy the dark in you, it is to know it. It is to be aware of it and choose not to feed it. So what do you actually do? First, understand what you're dealing with. You are a soul born into the most contested realm in the universe. Both the higher and the lower Lokas are pulling you. This is not a problem. This is the condition of this birth. We came here knowing this. And the second thing, is to know your nature. Look at your Vedic chart and find your Gana to understand where the pull is the strongest so that you can work with it instead of being dragged by it. The third thing that is to stop hating the dark. This is a trap almost everyone falls into. When you see the corrupt, the powerful, the ones who have clearly made their contract with lower forces, the instinct is hate. And hate is the frequency of the lower Lokas. You do not fight darkness by tuning into it. Hating someone of lower nature does not pull you above them. It pulls you into their realm. Yeah, the Bhagavad Gita says this. Contemplate the object long enough, because it starts with attachment. From attachment, desire. From desire, anger. From anger, delusion. From delusion, the fall. Your sustained attention on darkness is not awareness. It is food for lower beings. The fourth thing to understand is to reach for light consistently and without compromise. Every small compromise with what you know is wrong slightly reorients your compass. just slightly. And after enough small compromises, you are completely in the hands of beings in the lower realms. You see, the light does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to not negotiate. Not negotiate on the things you know are real. And finally, the daily practice. You see, every morning, before you look at your phone, sit, even for 5 minutes. Here's how I want you to think about what you're sitting with. Not God as the force of light against the force of darkness. You are sitting with the universe itself as God. The totality, the container of all of it. And that will be the darkness and the light. The parts of yourself you're proud of, and the parts of you that you're still working on. All of it. God. When you focus there on the universe as God itself, something begins to change in you. You stop fighting the dark and start resting in something larger than both sides. You go above and beyond, taking sides because you're operating from a place that neither force can reach. I hope you understand that. This is a practice. Sit, breathe, place your awareness on the totality, not just the beautiful parts, the whole thing, above and beyond, the dark and the light. Because that is not two forces fighting. That is one universe teaching itself through contrast. And you, right here, right now in Bhuloka, are aware that teaching is happening. See, the world is going to do what the world does. The dark forces are going to do what they have always done. The powerful are going to make their contracts that they've always made. The Lokas above and below are going to keep pulling you. None of that is going to change. What changes is where you stand. In the middle of it. No entity, no government, no being from any realm above or below can make that choice for you. And the moment that you understand that, truly understand that, you stop being afraid of all those distractions, the alien disclosure, the dark rituals, the exposure of what powerful people do in the dark. Because you know something, that they're counting on you. They're counting on you not to know that you are the most powerful being in this realm, because you have the freedom to choose. And nothing in any loka above or below this one has that kind of power. The gods are jealous of you. The demons are jealous of you. This is the most radical thing the Vedas ever said. And they said it 5,000 years ago in a world that looked exactly like this one. Namaste.